Good evening, children. Today in this video, we will be learning tenses, which are the main fundamental pillars for speaking and writing correct English. So, what exactly is a tense? A tense is a form that a verb takes to show the time it happened. It actually describes any action with respect to time. And now the action that took place could be in the past, present and future tense. Past, जो हो चुका है. Present, what is right now happening with you. Future, what will happen in future. Consider this timeline. The circle represents the present time. The line left to the circle is the time which has already happened or passed, and the line right to the circle is the future time. Please understand this timeline properly, as we are going to use this timeline for understanding when any action took place with respect to time. So, tenses are divided mainly into three types, that is past, present and future tenses, and now each of these three types has four subtypes, that is simple, simple continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. You can consider it as a family tree. When grandfather, that is the tense, is having three children, past, present and future, and each parent has four sons, that is simple, simple continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. All we have, them all, we have two tenses or siblings. Before that, we need to revise forms of verbs. Verbs are mainly divided into five forms, which are base, that is first form of the verb, past, second form of the verb, past participle, third form of the verb, S plus ES form, that is verb plus SES, ing form, that is verb plus ing. Now let's look into an example of verb play and go. The base verb form of play is play and go. Verb 2 will be played, and for go it will be went. V, that is verb 3, is going to be played and gone. VS oblique ES, that is plays and goes. ING will be playing and going. Now the verb form is clear to all of you. So let's dive into the tenses. So now let's talk about simple present tense, the sentence structure we will be discussing over here. Simple present tense, it refers to any action that occurs on regular basis or any fact that stands true all the times. So if you just look at the sentence structure of the simple present tense, that is subject plus verb 1 plus object, is clearly mentioned over here. I play football regularly. In this sentence, we can see that I am doing an activity of playing on regular basis from the past till now and will continue doing it. And there is another example that is of fact, that is sun rises in east. Now it is a truth based on a fact that sun rises in the east and no one can challenge it. And please note that in case of third person singular form, that is verb S plus ES form is used. Example in case of a third person is Ram plays football regularly. So I think that is going to be clear to all of you. Now let's look into the next tense, that is simple past tense. It refers to an action which is completed before the time, and we are talking about it. That is subject plus verb, that is the second form of the verb, plus object. I played football yesterday. Here I am referring to an action of playing football that is already completed in the past. And in the timeline, if you just check with the timeline, it will be somewhere here denoting that the action is completed in the past. Next tense that we will be talking about is simple future tense. And if you just look at the sentence structure, that is subject plus will plus first form of the verb plus object. It refers to an action that will occur or happen in the future. And example is, I will play football tomorrow. Here I am referring to an action that will happen tomorrow. So in the timeline, it will be somewhere here in the right side, denoting that the action will happen in the future. I hope all the three tenses are absolutely clear to all of you, that is past, present and future. And now we are going to be doing a very small sort of an exercise. There is a small paragraphs in a form of blanks and you have to complete it out. The very first tense that we are going to be taking is the present tense. So I will just be reading the paragraph to you and let's see what type of words are going to be fitting in. I dash up at about 8 o'clock and go downstairs for some breakfast. So the tense that we are doing right now is the present tense. I get up at about 8 o'clock and go downstairs for some breakfast. I walk down to the shop and I buy a banana and some orange juice. I come back home and make myself a cup of tea. Next, I listen to the football match on the radio before I go and meet some friends at the cinema. I then watch a film called Alice in Wonderland and then I go back home. So this was a paragraph which is taken in the form of present tense. The second tense that we are going to be taking is the past tense. The very same paragraph, there are blanks and you have to fill in the blanks in the form of past tense. I got up at about 8 o'clock and went downstairs for some breakfast. I walked down to the shop and I bought a banana and some orange juice. I came back home and made myself a cup of tea. Next, I listened to the football match on the radio before I went and met some friends at the cinema. I then watched a film called Alice in Wonderland and then I went back home. Talking about the last tense, that is future tense, I will wake up at about 8 o'clock and will go downstairs for some breakfast. I will walk down to the shop and I will buy a banana and some orange juice. I will come back home and will make myself a cup of tea. Next, I will listen to the football match on the radio before I will go and meet my friends at the cinema. I then will watch a film called Alice in Wonderland and then I will go back home. By doing this exercise, I think all the three tenses, that is past, present and future, are absolutely clear to all of you.